clock moves slow, but the end feels near. The whispered winds bring a hint of fear. Yet the moon still drapes the night in silk, and the stars spill out like honey milk. Shadows stretch long on this fleeting stage. Every step we take turns another page. A saxophone sighs in the evening glow as the hands of time tick soft and low. Oh, these last days sway, they shimmy and glide through the bittersweet tune where our hearts reside. Hold me close, love, let's dance while we make in the golden light of our last day's sway. The city hums low like a distant prayer. Each fleeting moment hangs in the dusky air. We trace our love through the fading haze, lost in the embrace of these closing days. Oh, the world may drown in the depths of night, still we find our rhythm holding tight. Each fleeting second, a melody to keep in a dream where love runs rich and deep. Oh, these last days sway, they shimmy and glide through the bittersweet tune where our hearts reside. Hold me close, love, let's dance while we make in the golden light of our last day's sway. The candle flickers, the shadows sway, words unspoken swept away. A truth's a tune that won't stay mute, a melody played on an honest flute. Beneath the whispers, the heart will shout, no room for lies to dance about. Let the lines fall sharp and clear, the soulful tune we all should hear. Speak the truth, don't hide the lie. Let it ring through the deep blue night. The rhythm's bold, the sax cries too. The groove is smooth when you speak the truth. We chase the lies, we dodge, we play, but truth's a sun that finds its way. In every beat, in every chord, it echoes strong, it strikes the board. The piano whispers, the bass line sways. Truth marches on, it never strays. The drums keep time, the horns will sing. A timeless sound, truth always brings. Don't fear the light, don't fear the tone. You'll find the tune is all your own.
Szanowni Państwo, prosimy o zajmowanie miejsc. Już za chwilę rozpoczniemy ceremonię wręczenia nagród.
Poprosimy o jeszcze chwilkę cierpliwości, ale w tym czasie można właśnie jeszcze zajmować miejsca w sali Omega.
Witamy Państwa na uroczystości
This is a
wręczenia
very
nagród
welcome to the
przyznanych
awarding
podczas
ceremony presented at the 33rd
Międzynarodowego
International
Statku
Defence Industry Exhibition.
Witamy serdecznie.
A very warm welcome goes to the Deputy Head of National Security Bureau, retired General Mirosław Bryś.
Dowódcę operacyjnego
Head of the Operational Command of Armed Forces Branches, Brigadier General Maciej Klisz.
pierwszego zastępcą
First Deputy of the Head Commander of General Command of Armed Forces Branches, Brigadier General Sławomir Owczarczyk. Territorial Defense Forces Head Brigadier General Krzysztof Stańczyk.
zastępcą szefa
Deputy Head of the Inspectorate of Support for the Armed Forces, Brigadier General Piotr Wagner.
zastępcę szefa
Deputy Head for Agency for Armaments, Colonel Piotr Baruch.
parlamentarzystów
MPs
obecnych
that have graced today's ceremony with our presence.
pana
Świętokrzyskie Province Voivod, Mr. Józef Bryk.
prezydentkę miasta
Mayor of the City of Kielce, Ms. Agata Wojda.
zastępcę
Deputy Head of the Voivodeship Commandment of State Fire Services, Junior Inspector Marcin Hattys.
zastępcą świętokrzyskiego
Deputy Head of the Provincial State Fire Services, Brigadier Michał Jankowski.
dyrektora Departamentu
Director of the Department of Armaments Policy in the Ministry of National Defense and the Deputy Head of the Program Council of the MSPO, Mr. Sławomir Cichocki, accompanied by the members of the Program Board. Deputy Department Director at the Ministry of Development and Technology, Dr. Karol Sobczak.
wiceprezesa
Deputy President of the Polish Space Agency, Polsa, Colonel Marcin Mazur.
witamy
Very
wystawę.
warm welcome goes to exhibitors, and in particular Polish Armaments Group that has been appointed a strategic partner of MSPO. This one is represented by Mr. Arkadiusz Bąk,
prezesa zarządu.
First Deputy CEO.
Witam nagrodzonych oraz wszystkich
A
państwa.
very warm welcome to accolade winners and all those that gathered for the meeting. Sorry for being unable to pronounce the name of each and every one of you, but this is a very warm welcome that goes to everybody.
Mieliśmy okazję
This year's exhibition was the showcase for cutting-edge equipment, and it was the place to become familiar with innovative technologies and solutions. We also witnessed a number of contracts and agreements signed. They have a direct impact on the development of the arms industry. Please join me in welcoming to the podium the president of board, Mr. Andrzej Mochoń, who is requested to recapitulate this year's exhibition.
Szanowni Państwo, drodzy
Ladies
goście,
and gentlemen,
wystawcy
dear
i
guests,
wszyscy
exhibitors,
przyjaciele.
and all friends.
Wszystkim bardzo, bardzo
I'd like to express my gratitude for touring this year's exhibition.
Targi odwiedziło w tym roku
The exhibition hosted
prawie wszystkie najważniejsze osoby z państwa.
almost important representatives of the states.
Pan prezydent
It is obvious that
prowadzi na wizytę ważną.
President's visit
Chyba jeszcze rok za
will be awaited a year because of his important visit to Washington. But we hosted Prime Minister Donald Tusk, the Speaker of the Sejm Szymon Hołownia, Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister of National Defense Kosiniak-Kamysz, the Minister of Finance and Economy Mr. Domański, the Minister of State Assets Wojciech Balczun, Deputy Speaker of the Sejm Krzysztof Bosak, Head of the National Security Bureau Sławomir Cęckiewicz, Secretary of State at the Ministry of National Defense Cezary Tomczyk, Secretary of State at the Ministry of National Defense Minister Paweł Bejda, and the Secretary of State in the Ministry of State Assets Konrad Gołota. And I think I have not been able to quote the names of all the officials,
takiej reprezentacji
but
jeszcze chyba
never before have we had this kind of extensive representation.
dopisali nam również goście.
And there's been a plethora of guests who are most important, who are the target of this expo. That is the staff and commanders of the army, including the
Sławem Kukułą,
General Kukua, who is the head of the staff of the Polish armed forces. We had
obrony Królestwa Szwecji,
the Swedish Minister Paul Jönsson and deputy ministers from Saudi Arabia, Philippines, Canada, Republic of Korea,
Republiki Litewskiej,
Republic of Lithuania, the Kingdom of Sweden, Turkey, Ukraine,
Zjednoczonego Królestwa Wielkiej Brytanii i Irlandii,
United Kingdom and Northern Ireland, and Italian Republic, to name a few of ministers. And again, never before have we witnessed such a big representation of ministers and deputy ministers. So I'd like to express my gratitude to all of you and all the guests who have visited the four-day expo. Speaking about simple stats, that is facts and figures, something that can be quoted out now.
o tym, że jest 811
811 exhibitors from 35 countries of the world who showcased on almost 40,000 square meters of the exhibition space. It was informed on the first day of the exhibition. We have recapitulated the number of the conferences, which makes it 50 conferences and seminars, meetings that were organized by different companies. And this is also a record-breaking number. MSPO witnessed 50 agreements, MOUs and contracts signing with 64 foreign delegations from 42 foreign countries.
gości zwiedzających.
The number of visitors
To było prawie 30 000.
was 30,000 for the first 3 days.
Państwo, którzy
We are going to break a record because, having visited the expo halls today, you might have noticed that never before have we witnessed such a foothold in the expo halls before. It's Friday, just before the weekend, so we have broken the record, not to mention that we've broken all the possible records.
mam głęboką nadzieję, że
And I do believe and hope
będą obowiązywały
that
co rok.
these records will stay with us just for a year. At the upcoming expo next year, we'll deliver better results.
Marszałek
When opening this year's expo, the Speaker of the Sejm, Mr. Hołownia, said that the expo is not about war, it's about peace.
zdanie, szczególnie dziś,
This
mocno, bo
is a strong message because whatever you show at the expo, and I'm addressing the exhibitors, each product, idea, conversation serve the purpose of keeping peace and providing safety and security in real terms for our state. To finish off my presentation, let me use this opportunity
na przyszły rok.
to invite you to join us next year. I'm inviting you to join next year's MSPO. It's traditional in the first week of September.
Państwa już w kwietniu
But I'd like to invite you in April next year. Some of you may know that, but some other people find it
organizujemy targi
a bit of a news.
bezpieczeństwa
We have organized the expo that is related to safety and security and targeted to uniformed services that report to the Ministry of Interior and Administration. This is the police, border guards,
mundurowych samorządów. Myślę,
local governments, uniformed services. Namely, this is Port Secure Expo.
aby nasi producenci
It is our objective so that producers don't have to go to Police Expo in France, Paris. We want to have Pole Secure
najważniejszymi, przepraszam,
to become the focal point. No, it has become the focal point, the most important expo in this part of Europe that is targeted at uniformed services mentioned before.
za rok targi
This happens next year. Pole Secure will not be accommodated in the new expo hall that will be under construction, but next year's military industry exhibition will make the debut of the new hall, which will be a milestone setting the new chapter of Targi Kielce's history, as well as the International Defense Industry Exhibition. So you're invited, and I'd like to reverberate my words of thanks. Thank you very much, and stay with us in the auditorium. We'll be joined by the mayor of the city of Kielce, Ms. Agata Wojda, who'll take the floor.
Pani prezydent, prosimy o...
Madam Mayor, would you please address the public? Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again. At the beginning, when you commenced the expo, there is this fear whether you will be satisfied, whether you will be able to walk the talk. Having had a number of conversations during the expo and evening bonding meetings, I know that these fears were ungrounded. Thank you very much for so many nice words to Targi Kielce. It makes us exceptionally proud, and this is a source of our satisfaction. I'd like to express my gratitude for your presence every year. Not only is this business, this is the place where you create atmosphere and very well orchestrated milieus, and you accept new members very willingly. So go and spread the news. The arms are open for those who'd like to join this vast milieu of the international exhibition for arms industry, because you exhibitors are the biggest value of the expo. But I'd like to express my gratitude to those who have contributed to the organization of this huge undertaking. They render their services and help. These are the people that you may not see or meet, because from dusk to dawn they work, so that you can savor the results. So Targi Kielce team in its entirety, thank you very much. You are professionals. You are great. And you've delivered it perfectly again. And you're invited, not only next year, you are kindly invited to come here much earlier, not only for exhibitions, as early as tomorrow, for example. Hope to see you soon. Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. Would you please stay with us on stage? Because you'll be joined again by Targi Kielce President Andrzej Mohoń and MSPO Project Director Ms. Agnieszka Białek.
Zapraszamy serdecznie. Szanowni Państwo,
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to present top design distinctions for attractive expo presentations. We start with distinctions. Boeing Company will have Klaudia McNamara and Klaudia Bartkowiak, who are responsible for business development and strategy. Join us on stage.
Wielkie brawa, szanowni państwo.
A round of applause.
Prosimy o pozostanie na
Stay
scenie.
with us on stage. And another distinction goes to Niewiadów Group. We'll have Zygmunt Spychała, Vice President of the Management Board of Niewiadów Group, a Polish military group. A round of applause in recognition. Indra Sistemas. Unfortunately, we don't have any representatives of the company. The accolade will be presented and handed over later. Another distinction, L3 Harris Technologies will have Steve Moscatillo, Global Trades and Events Manager. Congratulations and join us on stage.
Gorące brawa, drodzy Państwo.
And a round of applause.
Zasłużyli.
Don't be afraid to put your hands together because they deserve your recognition. Lockheed Martin, Lance Fultham, Lockheed Martin Exhibit Manager, and Robert Orzyłowski, Director for Poland and CE, will be joining us on stage.
Gratulacje.
Congratulations.
Kolejne wyróżnienie.
And another distinction goes to Ponar Wadawica. We'll have Rafał Work, Vice President of Management Board, and Iwona Semeniuk, Marketing Manager. Pongsan Corporation, and the accolade will be presented to Young Choi, Regional Manager of Pyeongsan. Join us on stage.
Kolejne wyróżnienie
And another distinction goes to
trafia do firmy
Repcon, Machine and Tool Industry and Trade. This will be presented to Typhoon Singmans, Corporate Communication Assistant Specialist. Join us on stage.
I drodzy Państwo, kolejna nagroda.
And another distinction. Presidency of the Republic of Turkey Defense and Industry Agency. Onur Alsan, Director for Exhibition Secretariat of Defense Industries of Turkey, will be presented the accolade. Join us.
Kolejne wyróżnienie.
And another distinction goes to Team Defence Australia, presented onto the hands of Felicity Holusha, General Manager of Marathon Hire Australia and Team Defence Australia. Congratulations! Military Institute of Armaments Technology, and we'll have Colonel Paweł Sveklej, PhD, Director of the Military Institute of Technology. Join us on stage.
Szanowni Państwo, to wszystkie
Ladies and
wyróżnienia.
gentlemen,
Raz jeszcze wielkie
these are the distinctions for companies. A round of applause, congratulations. Would you please move forward to the edge of the stage so that we can enjoy this photo opportunity.
Gorące brawa, drodzy Państwo.
A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Bardzo dziękujemy.
Thank you very much.
Nagrodzonych prosimy o zajęcie miejsc.
Would you please
widowni.
stay with us in the auditorium? And those who have presented accolades are staying with us on stage.
Dziękujemy serdecznie, szanowni
Thanks a
państwo.
lot.
Tylko, że
Ladies and gentlemen,
będą tylko i wyłącznie
the excitement is on the rise because
top design.
we'll have top design awards for
targowego.
efficient expo presentations.
I szanowni państwo, firma Hanwha Aerospace.
Hanwha Aerospace.
Odbierze pan Son Sun-yong.
Son Sun-yong,
Facebook
Hanwha Aerospace Booth Composition Director is presented with the accolade. Join us on stage.
Hyundai Rotem Company.
Hyundai Rotem Company.
Pan,
The award will be presented to Yong Young-soo, Planning Group Leader.
Gratulujemy.
Congratulations, and another one goes to RTX Corporation. None of the representatives of the company is with us today, but the accolade will be handed over later on. Congratulations!
Kolejna nagroda, szanowni państwo.
And another distinction goes to WB Group.
Łażek.
Marta Łażewska, Marketing Director of WB Group, will be with us on stage.
Nagrodę otrzymuje również
And the accolade goes to Polish Armaments Group for professional arrangements of the collective
poziomie. Zapraszam
presentation at astounding level. The first Vice President of the Management Board of the Polish Armament Group, Arkadiusz Bąk, will be joining us on stage.
Prosimy o wspólne zdjęcie laureatów.
Time for a family photo of all the laureates. A round of applause. Here are the accolade winners.
bardzo dziękujemy.
Thank you very much.
Na widownię, ale
Would you please stay with us on the auditorium?
pozostanie z
President, Mr. Arkadiusz Bąk is staying with us.
Agnieszką Białek, proszę.
Madam Mayor and Agnieszka Białek are kindly requested to stay with us in the auditorium. Mr. President, if you could stay with us on stage, we'll be grateful.
To jest moment, kiedy
This is when you can take the floor,
ten głos oddać.
and over to you.
Nie tylko zostać, ale też coś powiedzieć.
Not only am I staying here, but I'm allowed to say something. Allow me to speak on behalf of President Leszkiewicz and the Polish Armaments Group Board and all its companies
Głos w imieniu wszystkich wystawców.
and all the exhibitors at this year's International Defense Exhibition.
Że nie mam krawata? Zapytano mnie.
I'm not wearing a tie. I was asked about my tie. On the fourth day of the expo, ties are down. It's a bit less formal. Generals and officers
Polowych.
were
Dzień na
informal uniforms. This is to say thanks and to be a little bit more relaxed. It goes to the program board for the preparation of the exhibition. It's been hard work,
efektem tej ciężkiej pracy jest wszystko.
and we can see the results that were in front of our eyes this year. My gratitude also goes to those who are the objective for whom we are brought together here. The clients, that is the Armaments Agency. It goes to Mr. Paluch for all the contracts signed with us, but not only. I'm speaking on behalf of everybody. Thanks, the greatest thanks for the ones that signed with us, but all the others, because it all contributes to the development of the Polish defense, safety and security system. Thanks to many foreign delegations that visited our expo stands and all those who are or may become the clients of all the exhibitors of this year's exhibition. Congratulations go to accolade winners and those that will be collecting their accolades later on. It's a great distinction and a great moment to appear on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Polish Armaments Group is much more than the board and the headquarters of the company and dozens of companies and 100 plants. This means thousands of units, 11,000 of collaborators, partners, subcontractors. In the case of each and every company, from the smallest to the biggest in the supply chain for the Polish military, we are here to render support to those who render services to the homeland. Polish military serves its land, and we want to serve the Polish military. And at the end of my presentation,
Odnieść troszkę taką też prywatną.
I'd like to speak on a more private note, reflecting upon what we are and what we do. Last year, on the last day, there was the Polish military exhibition that was visited by inhabitants. So we used the opportunity, and my juvenile sons had the opportunity to see. One of my sons was sitting on one of the chairs. Why are you showing this to children? Was a comment for somebody. And I said that we are here so that our children would see this equipment at exhibition rather than in the city streets. This readiness, this service, well, it goes to the generals and officers when it comes to thanks on behalf of exhibitors and all of us. Thanks for your services. We'd like to assure you that we are here and will stay here ready to serve you too. Thank you very much.
Dziękujemy panu prezesowi, a on ponownie...
Thanks, President. And we'll have Mr. Andrzej Mochoń, President of Board, and Deputy President of Targi Kielce, Ms. Bożena Staniak.
Zapraszamy.
Join us on
Szanowni
stage,
państwo,
ladies
czas na
and
nagrody
gentlemen.
jubileuszowe dla firm, które
Jubilees and anniversaries, the companies that are celebrating
Advanced Protection
the birthdays. Advanced Protection System. They've been in business for 10 years. We'll have Dariusz Wiechniak,
dyrektora pionu rozwoju biznesu.
retired commander and at the same time director for business development. And congratulations on this anniversary.
Polska Izba Producentów
Polish Chamber of National Defense Manufacturers, and they celebrate 30 years in business. And we'll have its president, Mr. Sławomir Głakowski, to join us on stage, and please accept our congratulations.
gratulujemy serdecznie. Szanowni Państwo,
Heartfelt congratulations. 30 years in business.
zapraszamy
Arkadiusz Galar,
współwłaściciela firmy.
the founder and the owner of the company, is requested to join us on stage.
Kolejny jubileusz.
And another
Firma
Jubilee. It's Jakosz's 40th anniversary in the market.
Że pan Szymon
And the diploma is presented to Szymon Wincek, Vice President of the Management Board. Join us on stage and congratulations.
Gratulujemy Państwu serdecznie.
Congratulations. And this is the family photo, family
brawa
opportunity.
dla wszystkich firm.
A round of applause for all the companies. They have celebrated these beautiful anniversaries.
Szanowni Państwo, w tym roku
Ladies and gentlemen,
pneumatyki Prema SA
Prema SA from Kielce has successfully
2001-2015
renewed the ISO 9001-2015 certificates and implemented the quality management system according to AKP 2110-2016 standard. Certificates will be presented by Dr. Jasińska, Director of the Quality Certification Center, and Kolega Sławomir Augustyn, PhD engineer. They'll be presenting the certificate.
Szanowni Państwo,
Ladies and gentlemen,
a certyfikaty odbierze pan Krzysztof Solecki.
and certificates will be presented to Krzysztof Solecki,
Gorące brawa, drodzy.
Deputy President of Boards, join us on stage and a round of applause.
Poprosimy Państwa o kilka kroków do przodu.
A few
żeby
steps
łatwiej
forward so that it will be easier for photographers to make this moment last, owing to the fact that this is a special moment for the reporters' time.
Raz jeszcze serdecznie gratulujemy.
I'd like to reverberate my words of congratulations. Would you please remain seated?
Na nagrody i wyróżnienia szefa Inspektoratu Wsparcia
The Inspectorate of Armed Forces Awards and Distinctions will be joined by Piotr Wagner,
szefa inspektora.
Brigadier General, Deputy Chief of Inspector of Armed Supports of the Republic of Poland, who is also the head of the Logistics Division.
Na podstawie decyzji Komisji
Based on the decision of the jury panel of the Inspector of Support of the Armed Forces for rationalizing activities of February 19, 2025, regarding the recapitulation of rationalization activities of the Inspectorate for the Support of the Armed Forces for 2024,
szef Inspektoratu
the
Wsparcia
head of the Inspectorate for the Support of the Armed Forces
osiągnięć w działalności
bestows the accolades for achieving significant achievement in rationalizing and innovation activities. And the first award goes to Grupa Logistics Center for development and implementation of the project on training station for the Ford Ranger gearbox integrated with the transfer case by Senior Warrant Marcin Karbiński,
Chorążego Adama Wilka,
Senior Warrant
Marcina Grzegorza,
Marcin Wilk, Marcin Grzegorzewski and Marek
a
Świgoński.
nagrodę odbierze zastępca.
This will be presented to the Deputy Head of the Logistic Training Center, Mr.
Gratulujemy.
Colonel Tomasz Janowiak. Congratulations and join us on stage.
Drugą nagrodę dla pierwszej regionalnej bazy
The other accolade goes for the first regional base in Wałcz for the development and implementation of rationalized project on training station for by pneumatic suspensions that had two. And we've got Dariusz Justa, Lieutenant, Dariusz Janga, Janusz Jaworowski and Artur Gerka.
odbierze komendant
The accolade will be presented to the commander of the first regional logistic base, Colonel Artur Koszarek. Congratulations and join us on stage.
również serdecznie gratulujemy.
Congratulations.
trzecią nagrodę
And the third accolade goes for the first logistic brigade in Bydgoszcz
wdrożenie projektu
for rationalizing the development of rationalizing activities. This is the electrical and external lighting installation adjustment
RP.
for services in the Polish Armed Forces according to the special technical conditions of special vehicles and special vehicles used for special purposes of the Polish Armed Forces. And there is the composition of the team, Colonel Paweł Ojdan, Roman Miłoś and Dariusz
A
Gołębiewski.
nagrodę odbierze w imieniu
And the award will be presented
pułkownik
to Colonel Arkadiusz Kujda, who appears here on behalf of the commander of the 1st Logistic Brigade.
Serdecznie gratulujemy nagrodzonym za
Congratulations to accolade winners, and this is the family photo time. And a round of applause again.
Dziękujemy raz raz jeszcze
Thank you
i
very
prosimy o
much.
zajęcie miejsc na widowni.
Please remain seated and stay with us. Thanks to General
Wyróżnienie
and
Wojsk Obrony
the Territorial Defense Forces accolade
generała
will have Brigadier General Dr. Krzysztof Stańczyk,
Wojsk Obrony
the
Terytorialnej.
head commander of Territorial Defense Forces,
wyróżnienie dowódcy
and the distinction of the commander of the Territorial Defense Forces in the category of equipment and gear for light infantry soldiers is presented to Miranda
atakującą kamień.
for concealing a cover. It will be Grzegorz Dybas, president of board, that will be presented the accolade. Join us on stage.
Gratulujemy serdecznie.
Congratulations.
Czas na nagrodę.
Another distinction of the
Brawa.
commander. A round of applause again.
Czas na nagrodę dowódcy Wojsk Obrony
The
Terytorialnej.
commander of Territorial Defense Forces in the light infantry soldiers
Management za symulator działań
equipment, and it goes to Autocomp Management for the simulator of reconnaissance and strike operations for training subunits in infantry in land forces.
i rozwoju.
It will be Robert Hobart, the president for management and development, to collect the accolade and a round of applause.
Wielkie brawa, raz jeszcze czas na
A round of applause and a family photo time.
Bardzo dziękujemy, zapraszamy na
Thanks.
zdjęcie.
Stay with us in the auditorium. The excitement goes even higher because we have even more special distinctions.
Dowódcy operacyjnego
Distinctions of the operational commander of the branches of the armed forces will be presented by Maciej Klisz, the operational commander of armed forces branches. General, join us on stage.
Szanowni Państwo, a wyróżnienie dowódcy
And the distinction of the operational commander of branches of the armed forces in the cyberspace category is presented to Transbit
linię
for R460AM
odbierze pan Zbigniew
radio link.
prezes
Zbigniew Soporek, president of board, will be presented the accolade. A round of applause.
prosimy o pozostanie na
Stay
scenie.
with us on stage.
w kategorii logistyka.
Logistics is another category, and the distinction goes to the Military Institute of Armored and Automotive Technology for autonomous medical evacuation vehicle Żuraw, and it goes to Colonel
Dyrektor Instytutu.
Dr.
Gratulujemy.
Michał Ceremuga, director of the institute. Congratulations again.
W kategorii rozpoznanie
And in that category, military reconnaissance and types of the forces and branches, distinction goes to Kenbit for Broadband Radio Spectrum Monitoring System, SSM, WSR.
wyróżnienia
And we'll have
Dariusza Kenninga.
Dariusz Kenning, president of the management board, to be presented the distinction.
W kategorii dowodzenia.
In the category of command, support and protection of the forces, the award goes to WB Group for Future Task Force, and the distinction is presented to the Vice President of Board, Mr. Adam Bartosiewicz.
Zapraszamy serdecznie.
Feel invited.
Teraz panowie chwila na wspólne zdjęcie, także zapraszamy.
Time to take a photo together, so move forward to the edge of the stage.
Dziękujemy i zapraszamy
Thank you
wszystkich.
very much. And all of you are kindly requested to stay with us. And that is the General Commander of the Branches of the Armed Forces main accolade. On behalf of the General Commander of the Armed Forces, Lieutenant General Marek Sokołowski,
Generał broni
Lieutenant General Sławomir Owczarek, First Deputy General Commander of the Armed Forces Branches, will be presenting the accolade. Join us on stage, General.
Nagroda główna dowódcy
The General Commander of the Branches of the Armed Forces main award
w kursie najlepsza
for the best presentation based expo stand competition. The winner is
wojsk.
the Inspectorate for the Branches of the Armed Forces, and we'll have Colonel Grzegorz Gdula presented the distinction. Join us on stage.
Gratulujemy. Prosimy
Congratulations. Stay with us.
A dodatkowo w
There
tej
is
samej
an additional accolade in the same category. A special distinction of the General Commander of the Armed Forces Branches has been presented for the newly formed Inspectorate of Unmanned Weaponry Systems. And we'll have Colonel Krzysztof Tarnowski, who will be with us to collect the award.
serdeczne gratulacje.
Congratulations.
zapraszamy do pamiątkowego.
And a family photo time. A round of applause again.
Gratulujemy serdecznie.
Congratulations and stay with us in the auditorium. Ladies and gentlemen, another time. President of the Polish Space Agency accolade will be presented by the Vice President of the Polish Space Agency Polsa, Colonel Marcin Mazur.
A nagroda prezesa polskiej
The President of the Polish Space Agency accolade named Copernicus goes to Elproma Electronica for the system of protecting time synchronization against sputtering and jamming, Safe Times, GNSS Guard. And we'll have Jarosław Budanowski, Business Development Manager, to collect the accolade. Please put your hands together for applause.
serdecznie gratulujemy i zapraszamy
Congratulations
do nowego zdjęcia.
and a family photo.
Prosimy o brawa. Dziękujemy bardzo. Zapraszamy panów na widownię.
Szanowni
Gentlemen, stay with us in the auditorium. And special award of the Minister of Finance and Economy that will be presented by Dr. Karol Sobczak, Director of the Defense Industry Department at the Ministry of Development Technology.
Zapraszamy na scenę.
Join us on stage. Join us.
Szanowni Państwo, nagrodę specjalną
Special awards of the Minister of Finance and Economy for the best Polish arms exporter
ex aequo otrzymują
is awarded ex aequo to two companies, WB Group, and we'll have the CEO of WB Group, Mr. Piotr Wojciechowski,
oraz firma
and MSPO.
Do nas prezesa
And we'll have the President of Board, Renata Gruszczyńska.
chwila na zdjęcie, szanowni państwo.
Photo time,
Gorące brawa.
a round of applause.
Fanfary wybrzmiały, dziękujemy.
We've heard the fanfares.
O
Thanks.
zajęcie miejsc na widowni.
Stay with us in the auditorium.
To czas na nagrodę.
And this is the Targi Kielce President of Board Award. And again, we'll welcome Dr. Andrzej Mochoń, who will be stepping up on the stage. Join us on stage.
Szanowni państwo, nagroda
Ladies and gentlemen, the Targi Kielce President of Board Award goes to these special vehicles for mobile guard post DMU UO6.
Bierze
Robert Fiałek, Director for Defense, will be presented the distinction. Congratulations.
Zapraszamy panów do wspólnego.
Gentlemen, family photo time.
Prosimy państwa o gorące brawa raz jeszcze.
A round of applause again.
Panie prezesie, prosimy o pozostanie na
Mr. President, stay with us
Panie prezesie,
on the stage. Mr. President, would you please return?
zapraszamy na widownię.
Director is requested to stay in the auditorium because we have this year's Defender Awards.
Zaproszenie do pana prezesa.
And Mr. President will be joined by the Deputy Head of the Program Board, Director for Armaments Policy of the Ministry of National Defense, Mr. Sławomir Cichocki.
Panie dyrektorze, prosimy o krótkie
Director,
podsumowanie pracy Rady
a brief recapitulation of the Program Board and Jury Panel works. Ladies and gentlemen,
Przepraszam.
I'm sorry.
Szanowni Państwo, do tegorocznej
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's MSPO competition had 75 products. After lengthy and fiery negotiations, we decided to present 10 defenders and 2 special distinctions. And on top of that, we selected the product for the Presidential Award and the distinction of the Minister of National Defense. I'd like to congratulate on receiving accolades, and I'd like to express my gratitude to all the members of the Program Council for the diligent work during our sessions designed to select the accolade winners. Thanks to Expo organizers for making it possible to have swift sessions of the Program Council.
Prosimy o pozostanie na
Thank you very much. Stay with us on stage, and this year's defenders go to
Konsorcjum Naukowo-Przemysłowe PIT Radwar.
the Scientific Industrial Consortium PIT Radwar, also University of Technology and Military University of Technology, for SINA, Multifunctional Fire Control Radar, and will be presented to Marek Borejko, PIT Radwar, and
Arkadiusz Bąk.
Arkadiusz Bąk, first Deputy President of PGZ.
zapraszamy.
Congratulations.
Kolejna nagroda.
Another distinction, WB Group,
Załogowo-bezzałogowy
for
Force.
Manned Unmanned Platoon, Future Task Force, Tactical Battle Group of the Future.
Marcina Kubicę.
Marcin Kubica, the Managing Director, is requested to step on the stage.
Kolejną nagrodę otrzymuje firma PEX Defense Polska.
PEX Defense Poland, Janusz Kania, and Military Institute of Technology under the name of Professor Kosacki for automated mine layer.
Biorą Janusz Kania,
Janusz Kania, the owner, Barbara Saskania, the proxy, and Professor Engineer Marcin Szczepaniak, the head of the Military Engineering Technology Institute.
Gratulujemy serdecznie.
Zapraszamy do nas.
Congratulations.
Szanowni Państwo,
Ladies and gentlemen,
inżynierii budowlanej
Construction Engineering Company Kopacki for MTJU Modular Turbojet Drone, and it goes to Mariusz Maciołek, the member of the management board.
Kolejna nagroda trafia
Another distinction goes to the consortium of Air Force Institute of Technology, the Gdańsk University of Technology, Faculty of Mechanical Engineering and Ship Technology, that is the leader, the Military University of Technology, Faculty of Mechatronics, Armaments and Aviation, for unmanned surface air platform using near-surface effect, supporting the operation of special forces in maritime areas. The award will be presented to Dr. Engineer Mirosław Gerik, the Professor of Gdańsk University of Technology, Dr. Engineer Mirosław Kowalski, and the Head of the Air Force Institute of Technology, Brigadier General Professor Engineer Przemysław Wachulak, Director of the Military University of Technology. A round of applause.
kolejna nagroda.
And another distinction,
Za kamerę
that's a Vigo Photonics for KMW3V thermal imaging camera with a cold edge thermal detector. It will be presented by the president of PCO, Marek Adamak, together with the first deputy president of board, Arkadiusz Bąk, who is already on stage.
Gorące brawa, drodzy Państwo.
A round of applause.
A kolejna nagroda
And another goes to Transbit for digital radio links, R460AM. Zbigniew Soporek, president of board. Congratulations.
Serdeczne gratulacje.
Congratulations. Another distinction, ARPOL, professional tools for mobile transport platform with power generator. Caravano. It will be Alexander Galas, president of the management board.
Serdecznie gratuluję.
Congratulations,
Szanowni Państwo,
ladies and gentlemen.
Wojskowy Instytut
The Military Institute of Armored and Automotive Technology, the leader, and HEMA DS
za autonomiczne
for
ewakuację
autonomous multi-purpose evacuation
Instytutu
vehicle, Żuraw. The award will be presented to Michał Saremuga, PhD, the director of the institute. A round of applause.
I ostatnia już nagroda.
And another distinction goes to the Arms Factory Łucznik Radom. That was the leader of the consortium, Military University of Technology for MSPS Grot, standard rifle in a classic in a pump configuration with under-slung modular grenade. It will be Sławomir Figulski from Łucznik Radom, together with the first deputy president of PGZ, Arkadiusz Bąk, who is on stage. A round of applause again.
Ale pan prezes Bąk strategicznie ustawił się blisko.
President Bong is close to those that present accolades.
Szanowni Państwo, prosimy o wspólne zdjęcie wszystkich
A
zdobywców.
family photo of all the winners.
Wielkie brawa!
Gorące brawa, drodzy Państwo.
Udało się chyba uwiecznić
We made it.
reporterom ten moment.
This is the moment to remember. Thanks to laureates.
Prosimy o zajęcie miejsc na widowni.
Stay seated.
Prezesa i pana dyrektora prosimy o
President and director are staying with us on stage.
A teraz, szanowni państwo, czas na wyróżnienia specjalne Rady
Special
Programowej.
distinctions of the program board.
wyróżnienia specjalne Rady
Special
Programowej.
distinctions of the program board go to the Bydgoszcz
Mechaniczne
Electromechanics Works Belma for MP25 mine, and this is presented to Jarosław Zakrzewski,
Rządu Belma.
President of Board of Belma, together with the first Vice President of PGZ, Mr. Arkadiusz Bąk.
Zapraszamy. I szanowni państwo, firma
Arpol,
innowacyjno-wdrożeniowe,
Innovative and Technology,
Akademia
and a partner
Zestaw modułowych urządzeń
for
filtrowentylacyjnych.
modular filter and ventilation system.
Zapraszamy pana Roberta
Based on cyclone technology, we have Robert Fred, Deputy President, joining us on stage.
I zapraszamy do nas.
Join us on stage.
Zapraszamy panie Robercie.
Robert?
Serdecznie gratulujemy.
Congratulations.
Tradycyjnie zapraszamy do wspólnej fotografii.
And a family photo time.
Państwa.
Gratulujemy.
Congratulations.
Zapraszamy na widownię, natomiast pana prezesa i pana
Stay with us. Mr. President Director will be presenting further accolades.
Szanowni państwo, czas na
Ladies and gentlemen, special distinction of the Minister of National Defense.
specjalne minister
The National
otrzymuje firma
Defense Ministry accolade goes to TELDAT for multi-environment automated crisis management system called Jasmine, and we'll have Daniel Lemke, the board member and operational director.
Wielkie brawa.
A round of applause.
I zapraszamy do wspólnego zdjęcia.
And a family photo time.
Gratulacje.
Congratulations.
Bardzo dziękujemy. Zapraszamy wszystkich panów.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Stay with us in the auditorium. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of Poland accolade.
Wręczenie
And this will be presented by Brigadier General, retired Mirosław Bryś, Deputy Head of National Security Bureau. Join us on stage.
Nagrodę prezydenta
And the President of the Republic of Poland Award for the product which best serves the purpose of Republic of Poland's Armed Forces Soldiers Safety and Security goes to ISI Poland
satelity.
for microsatellites with synthetic aperture technology.
Gorące brawa.
A round of applause.
zapraszamy pana Witolda
Witold Witkowicz, President of the Management Board, is requested to join us on stage.
Czas na wspólne zdjęcie. Poprosimy również
Family photo time.
bardzo dziękujemy. Zapraszamy
Thank
na
you.
widownię.
Szanowni Państwo,
Stay with us.
mamy uroczyste
And
wręczenia nagród
we have reached the end of the awarding ceremony this year's International Defense Industry Exhibition. Thank you a lot.
Zgodnie z tradycją
And
prosimy członków Rady Programowej o
The
wyjście na scenę.
program council members are requested to come upon the stage for a family photo. And goodbyes from Ewa Ukomska-Ślęk and Łukasz Kopczyński, Targi Kielce.
dziękujemy.
Hope to see you soon and thanks.